Lesson 7.
E.
Okay, Antonio, let me ask you a question. I've always wondered why this letter by itself, why it looks like a Y, but it makes an E sound.
An English speaker would call that letter a Y, but in Spanish, that's the letter J. But it doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like J at all. It just has an E sound. So every time you see that letter by itself, you just make the E sound.
So you call this the letter J?
That's correct.
And is it the next to last letter in the Spanish alphabet?
Just like the English alphabet.
Okay. Well, in English, sometimes that makes an E sound too, like at the end of a word. Like take, for instance, the word party. The word party has a Y at the end, and it has an E sound. So to an English speaker, sometimes the letter Y can make a Y sound, or at the end of a word, it can sound like an E. So sometimes in English, it has that same E sound.
That is true. In Spanish, pretty much the only cases where the letter Y or the letter J is going to have an E sound, it's going to be when that letter is by itself. In other words, if the letter Y is in a word, in a Spanish word, chances are it's not going to sound like an E. It only sounds like an E if it's by itself.
Okay, let's go through the exercises now. In number 1, we have E, which is our new word for this lesson, joining the word niño and the word niña. So number 1 will say boy and girl. Number 2 is very similar to number 1, except niña comes first. So number 2 says girl and boy. In number 3, we have the masculine noun niño being introduced by a definite article, el. El is a masculine article. Then we have the feminine noun niña being introduced by the feminine definite article, which is la. And of course, we have the word and in the middle, joining them. So number 3 will say the boy and the girl. Number 4 is just like number 3, but with niño and niña reversed. So number 4 will say the girl and the boy. In number 5, we have niño being introduced by the definite masculine article, el. So that says the boy. And in number 6, niña, a feminine noun, is being introduced by the feminine definite article, la. So number 6 will say the girl.